Five young Americans, average age 17. They are 5 days' march from civilization in America's most rugged wilderness. Danny, he's only 13. They are without food. There is nobody to help them. Paul Petzold has put them in this predicament. Paul Petzold is a legendary American mountaineer. He has made climbing history in the Rockies, the Alps, and the Himalayas. He believes that adventure is a part of growing up.
I think that the real form of recreation is a change, and certainly that's why I think the mountains are a wonderful form of recreation, because they're just about as far changed as you can get from your ordinary life. I mean, out here this is just nothing like New York City. It isn't like a vacation where you go to Atlantic City or Miami or something like that. This is really a different world, an entirely different world. It's a world with a different set of values, and it's a world where the things that other things count. So it's a complete change. And they're going to get adventure one way or another, whether the old folks like it or not. So this is a good way of getting it. Maybe it's even better than LSD or marijuana or hot rods. But this is adventure, and this is, out here there's danger. I don't think that the young people are fleeing from anything. Boy, I think they're facing reality. I think our generation are one that fled from things, and I don't think the older people of my generation are still not facing reality. They're still rationalizing. They're still living in the dream world. And that's why they don't understand these kids. These kids are the ones who are really facing reality. They're suddenly facing all the problems that we've just been sweeping under the rug for hundreds and hundreds of years. So I wouldn't say that they're trying to escape.
In 1965, Paul Petzold founded the National Outdoor Leadership School in Lander, Wyoming, to teach young people self-reliance and an appreciation of wild places. Each summer, Petzold leads his students hiking and camping through hundreds of rugged miles in the 13,000-foot Wind River Range. The kids learn to read maps, catch fish, climb mountains, and live off the land. They have powerful incentive to learn well. At the end of 30 days, they are left alone, without food, 5 days' march from the nearest ranch. They must find their own way out. They must survive as best they can.
But if you don't do anything for them, you make them do everything themselves, well then they get so that they do this. And this is a miraculous discovery to me, because I didn't think that we'd ever be able to get these young ones to stay out. And I didn't know that there were that many parents that were really interested in sending young people on a really tough course like this. So I think this is a great thing to get people like that out in the real outdoors. And
there's some people here that are ready to eat.
Of course, maybe some of the mothers don't know how tough a course this is, because one mother was telling me that she knew her son could do it because last year he was at a camp where you could see daylight out through the logs. They'll learn to be experts with these packs before the trip is over. They're carrying all the equipment they need for 36 days, except the food, which is brought in by our pack horses at 10-day intervals.
Okay, are we going to camp right up here?
Yeah, let's try to camp, where there's as little snow as possible. Near some trees so you can tie up your tent.
You can camp here any place you want to. Now this is, there's plenty of wood in the trees here, and any place in here. Right in here if you want to, or back in there, or any place. Well, the students are grouped in patrols of 10 or 12 with 2 instructors for each patrol. Each day is a class as we move further into the Wind Rivers. And you must learn these knots, 3 knots, 3 basic knots you learn at first. You can go from here, the top of K2 or Everest or any place else. With these 3 knots, that's all you need to know. Bring it around here and out like this, make the loop here. The rabbit comes out of the hole, around the tree, back in the hole. I don't let go here. I just tighten it right up and suck in my fat belly. But it will come undone with a day's climbing, you see. And if you're looking up all day and then suddenly you yell falling, then it might be a little loose. So in order to we use the same knot, except that we make one more loop right underneath like this. Then the same rabbit comes out of the same hole, goes around the tree, and goes back in the hole. We don't want any magician's rabbit goes in the hole twice, out of the hole twice. Round and back in the hole, and then we sort of push out and tighten it up again, and that you can climb forever without it coming loose, right? The next knot that we teach, not a good knot, but it's something that you can remember. Now this is extremely important, believe me, because I've had people on a mountain in a storm where they had to rappel down over lots of exposure. They're cold, the wind's blowing. You throw the rope over the cliff and the wind brings it back up over the top. That's impressive. This is one simple one that even a person who is frightened and with a low IQ can remember. See? Just a simple knot like this. And the third knot that you need to know, continue on the same directions as started, and taking this and putting it all the way around and through and have it continue. And if you have that much end, well, that's safe enough. You don't need any half hitches or anything. So those are the 3 knots you need to know. This is a real dilly, this square knot. See, that's the old standard square knot. Just rub it over the edge of a rock, and away you go.
Rope? Okay, now throw the rest of it. Reach back with your left hand. Put your right hand on. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Put your right hand on the rope in front of you.
Rob Hillier, he's one of our grade instructors. I don't know how I'd get along without him.
Now, would I let him rappel down in this shirt?
No.
I should say not. It'd be nothing but hamburger at the bottom. Okay.
Straighten up your back and lean right from your hips right here. Just bend straight, just like you're making a German bow. Then keep your feet so that your feet will not slip downward. You see?
Yeah.
And don't let them clear up high so that you'll go over backwards, but keep them so you can climb down. Now here, you see, if you can climb down too. See, just keep enough things so you can just walk down, see? And this is your break. Just walk right down. Walk right down. Now, there. Now you're coming to a little overhang, so you're going to have a problem. So let's see what you do there. All right, go back over. Straighten your knees up. Go back over. Go back over. So you're going to have to lean over. Lean over. That's all right. Hold on. That's great. Now, you see? That's fine. Don't hold on with your front hand. Hold on with your back hand. Now, you know, I learned something about him there. He's a pretty cool hand, really. But he held on with this hand. And as long as you hold on with this hand, well, you're pretty safe. You see this? Climb out on that ridge. Just climb out there. All right, get out there. Now, straighten up. Now, go right down that ridge. Flip your rope in back of you. Here, like this. Flip it over there. That's a boy. All right, just yell tension to the man up here, and he'll hold you on. Say tension.
Tension.
Thank you.
All right, now put the rope tight. All right, now you can take both hands and loosen that lower rope.
Climbing.
Climb.
All right, go right down. Brace your feet so you can't come over. And if you do come over, keep on your feet, right? Straighten up your knees. Keep on your feet. Keep on your feet. That up, boy. Well, you're on a single rope. A lot of difference.
Go over there and say.
Say off rappel.
Now brace yourself and go right down. Now keep on your feet when you come over. If you have to come over, keep on your feet. Keep on your feet. That's it. Now straighten out the back hand. That's all right. Now for a first rappel, that was very good. Excellent. Now get out of your rope fast. Get out of it fast. Loosen up your rope. That's good. Take off your safety rope fast. Now run over here fast and give your signal.
Who else is getting burned on that single rope up there? Anybody else?
Off rappel and all clear.
Thank you.
Turn one carabiner over. Turn one carabiner over. Now put the rope up over your shoulder. Don't hold on to the safety rope. All right, now reach back with your right hand. Very careful. All right. Bounce up your swing up here.
Get out from the cliff. Knees stiff. Knees stiff. Don't hang on.
There you go.
Lean back a little bit.
Feel
That's the way you're
Hold
supposed
your arm
to.
out.
That's the way.
There
That's the way. Don't hold on to the front hand.
Right arm out to the side. Right arm out to straighten your arm. There you go.
The whole philosophy that I've tried to bring forward in this school is the fact that this is a time not for lecturing. This is a vacation from lecturing. Guys, people get too much verbosity. They get told too much what to do and what to think, and they don't get a chance to do things for themselves. They're preached to every day by their parents at school and in church and everything how they should think. Out here, I think it's a good opportunity for them to just sit and relax and view their whole, everything that they've heard all their life and maybe get an idea of their own. We hope that they'll discover themselves. They're going to see other people in their more natural state, and they're going to get another, we hope, they're going to get another view of people they do out here, because they see people in storms and suffering and in fatigue and all that. I had to learn climbing by myself, and I started by climbing the Grand Teton when I was 16. I was lucky to get back alive. But I came back contrite and with a great respect for the mountains. So I sympathize with the kids who go off on their own. I know the dangers they face. These fish can see, and if they see you, you're not going to catch them. They're very susceptible to ospreys and shadows and things that go over fast, or any fast movement. So that's why we brought you back here. Now, if you'll rise up and look over the edge there, I'm sure that in just a moment we'll see one of them rise. There's a little skift of wind coming there now. I don't want you to walk up so that you're in full view. There's a little skift of wind coming there now, and they may not rise during that, but there must be some small insects, or maybe some little mosquito larvae or something that are near the surface, because every once in a while you can see them rise. You hear the big rock fall on the cliff up there. During the night, the snow and the water is frozen behind the rocks, and then in the morning the sun hits it and the ice starts to thaw, and that lets the rock come down. And these perpendicular cliffs are very dangerous from falling rock. Okay, back to the fishing. Now there was a good rise right there. You see right there in that shallow water. You see that big rise? Now it's getting calm again. There's another rise over there. You see, after the wind, they're starting to rise. There was another one. Now watch out there. There's another one. See that one? Right there. And we're not going to take one that looks good to us. We'll take one that we think looks good to the fish. And that might be this one right here. Whoop, whoop, sorry. This one has little mosquito bodies, see, but it's still pretty big, we can see it. You know, you get down to the stream and you see those big fish rising and they get all excited and your hands get a little bit nervous and it's hard. All right, the rest of you stay here and just look over the top of the rocks, and we'll move slowly over here. And you see them rising right there on the edge. All right, Jenny, we're going to go out there. Let's go out here on this rock.
Wow.
Now, you see what happened? I was asleep. I was stepping out there and I didn't expect to rise because I didn't get a rise before. If I'd have been on my toes, I could have had him. So you see, I'm not such a great fisherman after all, am I? This fly is committing suicide. See it landing there? See him coming up after it? See him coming after it? You catch all the foolish fish first. Well, now hold it up. Oh, but let it go. I'll bring him over here if I can. I'll keep this in back. I'll get his head out here, and then I'll reach down very slowly and take my, like this, see? Now get him up, get him flat on there now. All right, now you got to keep a tight line. There. See that? Next. There you got him. There you got him. Whoa, boy, that's a dandy. Now, not too tough now. Just a half a pound. A half a pound. Let it.
That's the leader.
All right. We can get his head up. We just let him there. We just let him lay there. Mister, what? Oh, you want me to land him?
Yeah, I wanted to get him.
Oh, no, you can't get a big fish that way. Here, you got to do it on the pole. We got to do it right. Here, reach down and get him. Be careful, he doesn't flop away from you. Oh, no, take a hold of the leader. There, wow. Man, look at that, huh? Isn't that a dandy?
Yeah.
Now you must learn to let them drown, get their head out, because you get a great big one and he gets one flop here and away, and you can't take a hold of this to get him. You can do that with those little ones, but not with these fish.
Now, I want you to go across. Not want those ropes going straight to that tree.
That one he's on?
Right. I want them going above the branch. I want them a round turn. And then I want your knot tied. You're bowling.
One wrap around?
Sure.
Okay.
Come on. Rope! All right, get out of that fillet. Get out of that fillet.
Crossing these wild rivers is dangerous, but it's the only way to get through the Wind River Mountains.
All right, that's good. Down. I want it in front of the knot. In front of the knot. Now I want this rope going through that carabiner. The commando crawl? No, I don't want it there. I have to have it out in front of these carabiners. You get flipped out. Catch it if he comes. Go slowly and carefully.
Don't use my leg?
What are you going to use it? No, you'll dump yourself out. Use your arm. Let it up slowly? Yeah, let it up slowly. Yeah, let it up. Let it up. That's okay. Andre, he can tell you to make it anyhow. Hey, Glover, hold up the line. Yeah, here, right here. Hold the rope up.
As we decided last night, Barry's going to be the leader, and Jerry's going to bring up the rear. And the thing is, we want to make sure we stick close together.
Yep. We get
Not get separated along the trail, because that'll be the worst thing.
A leadership can only be learned by leading. We know they'll get lost. We know there'll be indecision, argument, and frustration.
Careful there. What do you say we sit down and talk about this a little bit more before we do this? What's it like up around the corner?
Larry went up there, and he said there's no place to cross up there.
How far did he go up?
He went up there, I'm not sure exactly how far, but he did go up there with us. Okay.
Barry!
Hold it.
Barry! We don't have to cross yet. We haven't even gotten a quarter of the way up to the fort.
How do you know?
We aren't anywhere near the fort.
Why do you say that, Judy?
Because, look at it. If that's true, there's more to do.
I don't think it's worth it. Okay?
Oh, you're a leader.
Okay, fine.
Learning to read a map is easy, but it's a lot more difficult to learn to interpret a map in relation to the group, their experience, the weather, the weight of the packs, the time, and 100 other things. But then that's judgment. After all, knowledge without judgment is pretty useless.
That ridge is on here too. That little, see, we can see that little circle on.
You realize it's a little way we're across the creek, I guess, aren't we? Or
I don't think so.
let's see. We're supposed to camp on this side or that side of the lake?
I think right between the two lakes.
You guys don't know where you're at.
Which side of the lake are we supposed to camp on?
We're on this side of the creek now, right? If you look at the map, the bottom side, right? And so we're supposed to camp right there where the trail crosses the little stream between those lakes.
So we're supposed to camp on this side of the crossing.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Everybody straight? Onward. You okay, Gertie? Okay.
First place, we shouldn't have even come down to the creek. Should have gone up over the ridge.
Oh, yeah?
Well, the leader is taught to consider the opinions and advice of others, but then in the end, he must make the final decision. He has to take the responsibility.
John Hayward? There he is. Okay, let us have it. The whole gory detail.
Well, we had a lot of fun, but we didn't take exactly the best route. We started off and somebody, Barry, made the suggestion of going over the top of the cliffs like you did. And we talked about it, and we finally decided we were going to follow the stream bed, which was our first mistake. And so we followed the stream bed, and we kept looking for the first fork. And so we stayed on the right-hand side of the stream bed with all the rocks for too far. And we were climbing all through the rocks and making very slow progress. So we finally decided to cross to the other side of the stream, where we made better progress, but still ran into a lot of snow. We thought for a while we didn't know where we were, but we found we were following the right stream. We arrived about 5 minutes of 2.
It was half an hour, yeah. You crossed the outlet of Springview Lake, too.
Yes, we did.
Anybody have anything to add to his trip?
Probably would have taken a different route. But other than that, I don't know what other changes I would have made. But then I wasn't the leader. I think the worst thing about the entire thing was the fact that we had 5 leaders, except for Jerry, who's a very good follower. But everybody else was being leaders.
Any questions?
When are we going to be going to Lake Hibichichi?
Maybe never. Oh, well. The horses arrived tonight, and the food is there, and tomorrow morning we will divvy up the rations.
Oh, no.
And we'll probably leave, after we divvy up the rations, we'll probably leave for Windy Ridge.
Well, carrying a heavy pack over a 13,000-foot pass to reach the warm valley beyond is also a time for learning. It's a time to learn pace and how to breathe in rhythm to one's steps, how to conserve energy, how to dress for the cold and the wind, how to eat to keep strong and warm. I'm glad he brought it along. I didn't know a bagpipe would sound so great at 13,000 feet.
See, that comes in this pack right there.
You ready to go? Let's go, leader. Danny is tough. He's a tough one. You want to get warm, Danny?
No, I'm fine.
Let's go to sleep there for a while.
No, I have to wait till they find a place.
Okay.
Huh? New York City is, you get up every morning, you go to school, you learn a little bit, and then you have your lunch, and then there's really kids fooling around in some of the classes. You spend half your time listening to your teacher lecture how he has to lecture us all the time because we're always doing something wrong. And there all you do is sit and look in a book, and after a while of reading and studying all day in school, I mean, at the end of the day, you want to get out, but on a thing like this, you'd like to stay on it all the time. Or even all year round, if you worked here in the winter courses too, you could come out here and be in the outdoors instead of being cooped up in the city. Because there's nothing to do, because you can hardly get into any of the movies without an adult or anything, and your parents are all busy, and you just got a friend, and you need to go to Central Park and fly a kite or something, and every Saturday and Sunday that gets boring.
The 30 days of learning are over. Now, the test. Survival. Paul and the instructors have left the students in small groups 60 to 70 miles from the nearest ranch. The instructors are supposed to take all the food with them to force the students to live off the land. But some rations have been left by mistake. This will create extra strain on the group led by 16-year-old Tom Day.
How does everyone feel about that little possibility of the food? The food we're carrying.
I don't think it should be touched unless somebody really gets sick.
I think we ought to be carrying extra weight. Yeah.
I think it may be good just to have it there and then we can say that we didn't use it.
It sure
Wasn't
is
the whole
nice to
idea?
have.
The whole idea was outlined to me that we would not have any food. We'd be relying solely on our natural resources.
I don't think it's dishonest because none of us knew about it until after we saw Paul and Rob for the last time.
Yeah.
Because it was just stashed in a corner by a tree and we'd all forgotten about it.
Danny, how do you feel about it?
I don't care how we eat, just as long as we get to the ranch.
Let's go.
Well, it's your fault. You see where you put the pack in?
Oh boy, that's real good.
Well, here we are.
Beautiful lake.
And our survival, just going out for 2 or 3 days without food, is not necessarily related to teaching them how to survive as much as it is a psychological thing, because very few people in the United States, especially the people who come here, these people have never, by real necessity, had to go 2 or 3 days without food in their life. And they don't know what it means to go without food. And they sort of forget that food is related to the country rather than to Safeway or the supermarket.
Go down as much as we can, then come up maybe 200 feet to the trail to Hidden Valley. Rest up a little bit more, then we'll head out.
The best survival techniques you can teach them is just what we're teaching them out here. To teach them how to anticipate the weather, to teach them how to wear proper clothes, to teach them how to read maps, to teach them how to anticipate the type of country they're going into, related to their personnel that they have and the activities they're going to do, and the type of food that they should take, and the type of equipment they should take, and how to cross the rivers, and how to climb the mountains safely. And this is what real survival is.
Low spot, so we can put tents up here. Sound okay?
And say our prayers, a fish bite well.
Just as long as we get down to Hidden Valley Ranch. That's all I care.
Bite.
So this could develop into kind of an emergency if we don't get enough fish. These people are getting stomach cramps. They're very hungry. I never dreamed that survival would be such a pain in the stomach.
Believe me, I've seen fish cuts in my hand. Worse than it.
If they get hungry enough, they can exist on the roots and plants we've taught them to recognize. And if they're really lucky, well, they can corner a porcupine or throw stones at a grouse.
Well, anybody else want to come?
About the obvious.
So much for grouse.
So much for you, Danny. We're eating you tonight.
Not really. If there was any place to cast.
Save me the bone.
It's all a big game.
It's an art. Oh, you were fly fishing even.
I was trying. It's not any room to catch.
Oh, can you at least get it out there?
Yeah, I can get it out there, but there aren't any fish where I got it out.
I hardly think so.
Well, there's...
No, it wasn't. It was maybe...
Has anybody seen the stream upstream farther? Is there any sort of calmer, flat, open place where you can...
Yeah, back about a mile.
Well, it's just a little too far at 25 to 7.
Well, should we sit around the car and get depressed, or should we go to bed? Or?
Let's go to bed and dream nice dreams.
What about that food?
Let's not worry about the food.
Who asked you anyway?
Why don't you go to bed and shut up? Ooh.
'Cause I'm hungry.
I said bury it this morning. And I still say bury it now.
I think it should be up to each individual person, his own, to have him go ahead or not go ahead as he feels fit, and not to impose his feelings on the group, that in the end it just comes down to the one person.
You don't think it would? If 5 guys went over and watched one person eat, you don't think you'd feel really, really guilty if you were that one person, or if you were in a group of 5?
But I still think it's in the final decision up to that one person.
Well, it's always up to one person.
I mean, the group shouldn't force their opinion on him.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's happening. If there was food around. Now, if there wouldn't have been food around, it would have been possible.
I maybe should have dumped it right away.
Well, maybe, but we didn't.
I think you're right.
Well, see, how can we reach a decision, a true decision?
Whatever we do, I feel we should do it tonight, if we decide to.
Exactly. Okay, here's all the food. I gotta want to do the decision without a group tango. What do you want to do with food?
Bury it.
Danny, what do you want to do with the food?
Time to make
Say
a
what you
decision.
feel, that's all right.
Eat it. Or a little bit of it.
John?
I said I want to get rid of it for my own. My own personal feeling is to get rid of it, or at least not eat it. And I feel the only way we can not eat it is to get rid of it.
All the food's over there.
Right.
Take anything you want, cook it up, or eat it. Anything you don't want, you put in that hole. And you have it covered up 15 minutes.
Well, I think it should be... I don't think one person should just put it in a hole. Keep it.
Well, I said anybody. Anybody. If one person wants to take something out and cooks it, fine. If one person takes a whole kit and caboodle over there and puts it in the hole, fine.
Go nutmeg tea. Ugh.
I'm not worried.
No, I'm not worried. We can eat minor lettuce if worse comes to worse. Who knows, maybe we'll come by a nice spot in the stream where we see fish and we can stop and catch them.
Exactly.
No, I'm serious. There's no point.
I said exactly. Because it means if we find fish, we find fish. See this right. Hey, Danny? The hole has to be covered up. Not just because you might have gotten something out of it, I just want it covered. It's a pretty ugly sight. Having all those plastic bags over there.
That's temptation gone.
Hell, man, there's still a hole full of food over there.
Once we leave, there's no temptation.
I want that thing covered up well with rocks on top of it. Good night, Jer. See you tomorrow morning. Oh boy, anything you can name I could eat right now. Anything from beef steak and kidney pie, one of my mother's specialties, to good old, plain old hamburgers. Anything really sounds good now.
I'll probably even eat artichokes and butter now.
Oh boy, that's fantastic. I'd love an artichoke right now.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3.
What kind of foods have you been thinking about having?
Ice cream sandwich, shrimp cocktail. No, just a lot of food. Cookies, banana cake, strawberry shortcake, watermelon, hamburgers, hot dogs, steak, chicken, pizza, all the good food.
They didn't bring any food. We gotta walk down to Burris.
We gotta walk in 200.
Well, you're alive.
We're alive, yeah.
You moved. You're not that weak, are you?
He's pretty weak.
How are you?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing? You know what it means to go hungry?
Oh, damn. Publics are lousy.
We think this course is too realistic?
No.
Pretty realistic, isn't it?
Did you bring any ice cream?
I brought some milk.
Good enough.
We want you to start with milk. Here's some cups here. Take those out there.
Right over here.
Wait a minute. The only... Now you know what civilization is. The only thing that civilization, the only meaning of civilization, the only meaning of culture is how much you can control yourself and your own jungle instincts in relation to your fellow men. So why should you grab first? Give it to the girl first. Beautiful. Beautiful food.
5 days ago.
The next 2 hours, that's all I want.
Oh, see, I got one.
Well, how do you feel?
Okay, great.
I took them off the outside burner.
Whoever conceived of this was happy.
Get them over there. Take the hamburgers over here.
Young people need adventure, and this is a happy way to get it. They get to know their own strengths and weaknesses, and they never need to be afraid again.